recording for this, and my aeroplane goes overhead. Okay, so yesterday we spoke about the forces in our lives, and we spoke about our love for our child is a force in our life. What I mean by force, again, I will repeat, is something that gives us a purpose to the day, a purpose to the hour, a purpose to the life per se. So, the love for our children is one such force in our life. There are many other forces, but not tens and twenties. They don't, it's not like we can count them up to 20 different forces. We can really basically count them on our fingers. What drives us? One thing is confidence and trust in ourselves, confidence and trust in each other, confidence and trust in what we believe in. So that is the gist of what we spoke yesterday. Any other forces in your life that we can talk about to just understand what works for all of you? So, who wants to go first about this? Malika, would you like to go first? Malika, you're muted, ma.
எனக்கு புரியல நீங்க என்ன சொன்னேன்னு புரியல.
என்ன forces? What are the forces in our life? இப்போ நம்ம குழந்தைகள் மேல அன்பு வச்சிருக்கோம், நம்ம ஒரு beliefs வச்சிருக்கோம். இப்போ we believe that vegetarian food is good for us, then we will not be eating non-veg. No, so that directs us. So அந்த மாதிரி forcesல, what are the things that drives us is what my question is in our lives.
Can I say, ma'am?
To make them happy, to make them happy always.
Yeah.
We try to make them happy always. We try at least.
Right.
And then sometimes we try to do something with them, but it does not work. We should not bother about it, according to me. We should leave and go. That's all. And what the force, he should make me.
ரொம்ப அழகா சொன்னீங்க நீங்க. Letting go is also a force. நீங்க சொன்னது இப்போ ஒரு அட்டாச்மெண்ட் அவன் பண்ணலன்னா நம்ம வந்து அது ஒரு அட்டாச்மெண்ட் இல்லாம இருக்கிறது, அதுவும் ஒரு ஃபோர்ஸ் தான். It is the idea itself is a force, no?
I am learning now.
Right.
To be detached. I'm learning now slowly.
But it's also knowing when you should persist, you know. I mean, everything you can't just let go because you're not willing.
Yes. Everything, no. Not everything.
No, it is not about just the children.
Situations,
guys, Malika, Shireen, it's not just about the children, but what drives us in our life is what my question is. Like, you know, letting go as an idea, to each its own, her own, our own. I cannot say when another person should let go. It is you will know in your heart when what Shireen says we have to persist and when we can let go. It is an individual choice also about that. Yeah,
that's
it. Malika, you have something to add?
No.
Shalini, you had something to say.
Yes. For me, it is hope. Yeah, always better moments, because I feel if there is a hope and optimism, that better moments will come.
Right.
I mean, now we may not be in that. We may be feeling low, but a hope that better moments is going to come. That drives us to tide over this present situation.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Actually, can I add something to what you said, Shalini?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope and optimism are slightly different forces in our life.
Yeah.
Slightly different. Hope is not completely in the optimism range.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
To move from hope to optimism, you have to work on yourself. Only you can do the change. Only you can do the transformation. Like, I cannot do it for you. Like, let's hope that it works out. From that, it's going to work out. Those are two things,
Yeah.
very different energies.
Correct,
That's what
correct.
I meant to say.
Hope is like this side or that side.
Very little bit, very, very subtle changes.
Optimism
subtle
is like you're guaranteed. I mean, it will be like that kind of.
You believe.
Yeah.
Hope is 50-50. Optimism is more like 80-20.
So you have to really work to reach that level.
Yeah. Not really hard, but you can do that.
Yeah. Got it.
Anybody else? Shireen?
Yeah, the force that drives me is part of the love for the child. It's the desire to see both me and, my son do better. In what my perception of better is for my son's son.
Yeah.
It's a desire to, to grow, to be better, to go beyond what we are right now. And that is what is driving me. Because I know there are a lot of places that we need to, So sometimes I may persist, even though there may be a lot of resistance from the other side. I will persist unless I'm really convinced that, this is not the right thing. But certain things I would give up, and certain things I think I would persist if I feel it's all for the better in the long run. So that's what is driving me right now, that,
Right.
tomorrow will be a better day. Tomorrow will be, both of us will be better.
Yeah, so beautiful. So beautiful. May I add to what you're saying, Shri?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. You spoke about letting go versus persisting versus, there was one more term that you used, the phrase probably give up, you said, right? I think you used the term phrase give up. Those are very different energies in terms of forces. You give up is less than being hopeful. You're not going to win. That is the in giving up, that is the thing. But letting go has a different energy, in the sense it has an element of freedom in it. Now, that element of freedom is something that the children repeatedly share with us about their presence and what drives them versus what drives us. So the letting go is a very, very fine balance. It's not giving up. Letting go is a very fine balance between, in the sense that what is giving up and what is persistent. Now, persistent in terms of, it is a mental strength, right? Like, for example, if we are enjoying the bag of chips while watching a movie, Netflix in the night, and we want to give it up. So that doesn't happen, right? We persist with the chips. So it is a negative thing in some forms. It's a negative force in some forms. But they're all different terms. And when you use a better feeling term, it releases you from the stress of maybe giving up or being persistent. But in terms of letting go, shows it is an idea of freedom that is at work. That's all that I just wanted to add. Those three terms are similar, but they are different in the way it becomes a force in our life. Right? Okay? Yeah. Anything else? Anita, you haven't spoken. Lakshmi, Vijay, you have anything to add?
And for me, like, I also always think any issue with Adish, anybody, I always tend to think in the long run. Okay, if he, if he's like what will happen, when I'm not around, when, how will people deal with them, how will they be able to manage. So it kind of stresses me more. That particular behavior stresses me more when I think like that. Even when you think as a present issue, it doesn't stress us that much. When I think it in a long time, issue like it stresses me very much, and I tend to get, worked up so much, and I tend to deal with him more harshly because I'm so desperate. I want him to stop that, or I want to change that. So like some issues, like I have found, like after he went through that severe behavioral issues and all, like when you told me, like I have to let it go, I have to just wait for him to get over it. But initially I couldn't accept that, but certain things, like when I stopped dealing with that and kept my distance, he came out of it after a long time actually, but didn't happen immediately. But he came out of it. Then I was thinking, why did I stress over this so much?
Right, right.
Now when something new come up, I do stress over it. It's not easy to just let it go. But then, like, I've learned that lesson that maybe I can wait. I should not think it in the long run. It's nothing is permanent. He will get over it. It is difficult, but still there is I work on that on myself. Like,
So beautiful. What you're saying is so beautiful. You're not alone in this worry. You're not alone in your stress. We all go through. I'm not a parent, so I apologize if I say we, but I do care a lot about our children, and in a lot of ways, I have given birth to these children spiritually. So I'm going to say we because I do care deeply about the children, and I do worry about what is going to happen when they, even Lotus. What happens? You're talking about Adesh. I'm talking about Lotus. Well, I mean, what will happen? Who's going to do it the way that I want it, or is Vijay going to do it? So it's not small or big. We all go through our own struggles, and I can only hope that I have not transformed, transferred some part of my beliefs about the children to Vijay, which repeatedly I check in with Vijay and see how he is doing on that. So it is like that. Even with our children, it's like that. You believe something and then you check in to see what's happening. Like you can't plant a seed and then immediately think that your mangoes are going to be, ready for plucking in the next season. It's going to take its process. So like you said, there's a lot of stress involved with our children. And remember that our children are human beings first. They are human beings first, and they have presented this way of life to us, which is so different from the life that we have lived. And in this quest to find a coexistence, there's a lot of responsibilities, there's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anger that we take on from within ourselves and also our families and the world. So it is good to have a community of us that we can talk to each other and talk to and share ideas and say, this doesn't work for me. Maybe you can try this, or this could be a different perspective. So, in all, our children are human beings. They have presented a different lifestyle to us, and we, as mothers and teachers and people who are caring for the children, are doing this out of our choice, right? I'm saying choice because you cannot care. You can get away from caring. I've seen so many parents not care, but here you are sitting day in and day out, hour in and hour out, trying to care what the child needs, in what way will it be better for all of us. That can be stressful. So remember that you are a human being too, and remember that you need to follow your passions, to follow your dreams, and don't lose yourself in the child. Yes, you are responsible for the child because many of our family members don't care. It is the truth. That is the honest truth. And in the quest, for me, Lotus is my child. The way you have Adesh, Lotus is my child. And for me, I care about what happens within Lotus the way that you would care about Gokul or Nihal or Adesh or any Mukund, any of this. So if a child within Lotus is angry, then I am responsible to make that calmness come. So I think I've gone on for long enough. And any other comments anybody has? Anything else? You're muted,
நம்ம
Malika.
லைஃபே வந்து மேம்
Solli Lakshmi.
இப்போ லவ் அஃபெக்ஷனல நம்ம பாசிட்டிவாவே தாட்ல இருந்துட்டு நம்ம சேலஞ்சா தான் நம்ம பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம் எல்லா விஷயத்துக்கும். சோ
நம்ம லைஃப்ல நம்மள இப்ப இந்த குரூப்ல வந்து ஐ லவ் யூ சொல்றோம், we hug each other, we care, சாப்பிட்டீங்களான்னு கேக்குறோம். But outside of this world, not very many people are asking us how we are doing, right? So love, I mean, we are talking about how as mothers and caregivers we have to give love, but how do we receive the love? So find a way to receive the love. Find a way, or be open to receiving the love from anyone. Our children are the first givers of love. Number children are first givers of love, right? So we expect it with a particular person or a particular role model. It's not like that. We cannot decide like that because the world is not worked out like that for us, right? And so we find love in all the different places that we can find, right? Yes, Lakshmi?
ஆமா மேம்.
Okay. Vijay, you have anything to say?
He's not there.
நீங்களே எல்லாம் சொல்லிட்டீங்க மேம்.
என்னப்பா
எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்ல வேண்டியதா நீங்க சொல்லிட்டீங்களே.
அப்பா சொல்லுடா, ஏதாவது சொல்லுடா. நான்
ஏதாவது
Okay, boss. Okay, boss, I get you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else has any comment?
எதுல வீவிங் போறோம்?